Aaron Harris, no doubt, was the toughest of them all. He was a known killer, a very dangerous character that had very little to say. I know many instances where the policemen wanted Aaron, but they couldn't afford to say very much to Aaron unless they intended to kill him. And they was afraid that if they tried, that their life would be in danger. It seemed like he never missed. Any time he got ready to kill anyone, man or woman, made no difference because he killed his sister. He'd never miss. He'd kill you when he wanted to. Tudu Parker was also a very tough guy. He was a man that you couldn't bother with, but they all respected Aaron Harris. Sheepite was the toughest guy you ever seen in the world until Aaron Harris walked up. When Aaron Harris walked up, why, he was just the same as a lamb. I knew Sheepite very well. I was raised up with him. In fact, I know all these boys very well. Of course, he was a real big-mouthed, tough guy. And if he could bluff you, then he would murder you if it was necessary.
What would he say?
Oh, I couldn't afford to say the words that he
Go
would
ahead
say.
and say it.
Oh, there's a lady in the house, and I couldn't afford to say. Must I say the word like that in front of the ladies? Well, I tell you, his chief word, when they'd walk into a gambling house, everybody would start quitting. Say, cash in my checks, I gotta go. That's how you motherfucker you're gonna play. Sheepite's here, I'm the baddest son of a bitch that ever moved. And sit down there and play. If you don't, I'm taking this money. Of course, it made no difference whether he lost or won. He took the money, unless Aaron was there. Then when Aaron was there, he was very polite. Well, Toodlum was a very tough guy, too. And he was a very dangerous man to fool with. But he respected Aaron Harris, too. They all respected Aaron. Ernest Mayfield was a kid that claimed that he was here even before the Mayflower sailed. His parents. He looked very much like an Indian and claimed that all his relations were Indians. He was a dangerous man with a gun. He would shoot you in 2 minutes. Never fought anybody with his fists, and nobody cared to bother with him. Even Aaron Harris figured that he was kind of treacherous, and he may get you with your back turned because he was known to get you any time you did anything to him at all. They had a very tough bunch of boys. No doubt there's some of them still living that frequented one of the corners where I used to sing in the quartets at Jackson and South Robertson. They called it Jackson and Locust those days. A very tough gang hung out there. The Picket Boys. There was Bus, there was Nick, there was Nonny, there was Bob, and they had another one. I don't remember his name. Well, they lived way back of town, as they call it in New Orleans, out Jackson Street.
Were these guys thieves as well as...
I really don't know how they made their living, but...
Were they sweetback men?
I really think that they really were sweetback men. They always had a lot of women running after them. Anyway, they were very tough. The policeman was known to never cross Claiborne Avenue, and they lived 5 blocks beyond Claiborne, at Galvez. They were tough babies.